I'm about to come and go to the store to get some Come and Go t-shirts because, Alex, this is the episode 67 of Play PSVR, the podcast. And here's the thing. We've been sponsored by Plantronics and PowerA. We have a couple other like Gorilla Grips or something like that we've discussed with, potentially balls. But we've never approached the Come and Go, which you so dearly love. Should we try to get them to be our official sponsor?
I just want to say we're not doing video this podcast. Everybody, if you would just oblige, Adam, can you put that away when I'm trying to talk to you on Skype? I know you're about to he said he's about to come like it's a joke. Guys, he is going ham on his hog, if you know what I mean. Adam, put it away. Yeah, Come and Go. Here's the thing. I'm a fan of the Come and Go. It's been great to me. But I made friends with some of the people that work there, and they were recently let go. So basically, the only friends I have in the city are now no longer going to be visible for me because they no longer work at the store that I go to hang out with my friends.
You go there every week, man, so you can just meet the new people who are there.
I can make new friends, but what about my old friends? This is Adam, we are a podcast about change. It is hashtag Come and Go. This is a pro Walgreens podcast. Talk about my gamer juice this week. Yeah, I got water, but I went to Walgreens, had to get some pictures printed out. My gamer juice this week, bucking the trend, Baby Ruth bar. Baby Ruth, got it for 39 cents at Walgreens. That's what I'm talking about.
That's not a gamer juice.
I'm going to drink it, Adam, because we're also got some Sweet Tarts, soft and chewy ropes for like 50 cents. I'm going at it today, man. My gamer juice is candy from Walgreens. Walgreens is my new Come and Go until they amend the situation with my friend. Hashtag Come and Go. But if you want to sponsor us,
don't do it. Okay, and I found out here 2 days ago, one of my coworkers has fake hair. What's a weave?
I don't know. I think it's like you get hair sewn into your scalp in between your current hair.
That's an extension. I figured that out. That is a sew-in extension. But what's a weave?
Then I guess a weave is hair that gets sewn in and attached to current hair. You know what I'm saying? Like one comes from the scalp and one comes from the length of the hair that already exists. Like almost like it's taped on to the end of the currently existing.
That's pretty messed up.
This is great VR discussion, Adam.
Dude, well, so the person was African American, and she was telling me because I grew up in a rural town. Unfortunately, we didn't have much diversity where I live.
God,
she was telling me how, in thorough detail, of how their hair is a little different and why she needs extensions and what happens. We were gonna go like as a group go to a Taco Fest thing, but then it was supposed to rain, and she's like, my hair can't get wet. You're right. What? Okay, so your gamer juice is Baby Ruth. My gamer juice is Bebida de Sevilla. And I think that means the drink of aloe vera, the drink of aloe. It's like the aloe vera drink I've had before. It's very good. It tastes fantastic. It's nice and sweet, and it has that pulp in it. It's good stuff. I'll answer any other questions you may have. Is there anything else you want to say about your bullcrap gamer juice?
I just want to apologize to the listeners. I know you come here for PSVR content. The reason we're front loading this with a lot of non-PSVR content is because A, we are not that creative, and B, we have to review like 5 games this week, okay? So you're going to get your fix. Just stick with us as we roll into our PowerA Play of the Week. Adam, how about you hit us up? What is the PowerA Play of the Week? Speaking of which, PowerA doesn't even support us anymore. We get nothing from them, but we are loyal to the end. That means we have a PowerA Play of the Week every week till the end, to this day. Adam, what is your PowerA Play of the Week?
Well, it sounds very pretty also. So Luna is a game that surprised me. It surprised me a lot. So a lot of the games that came out, Mini-Mech Mayhem, Mars Alive, Project Deluxe, Slumball, I didn't have much hope for Luna because it's one of these artsy, abstract, emotional games. However, this game, as you could tell by it being the PowerA Play of the Week, captured my heart because the art style, the just abstract, and how well and thoroughly that this game was developed was very impressive. So the game is about a protagonist named Bird, and take a guess. Its name is Bird. I actually, fun fact, I had a snail once, and his name was Snail. So I feel where they're going there. If you have a bird, name it Bird. Don't get fancy, name it Bird. They did that. So you are following Bird, who is deceived by an owl, and it essentially set a course of actions that cause darkness and death over the world. And so Bird now is attempting to go to these different worlds and revitalize them and bring life and beauty back to them. Are you still there?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, it's my turn to ask a question. I'm gnawing on a Baby Ruth over here.
Dude, this guy, I'm telling you guys, week after week, I am desperate in need of someone to replace me. So the control of the game is very simple.
Yeah, how does the game control, Adam? Yeah, what do you use? What controllers do you use?
So you can use the Move controllers, or you can use the DualShock. So with the DualShock, there's one little white circle that you can use by using your head to move that white dot and then interact with the object that you're pointing to with the DualShock. Very easy controls. Tracking works well. It's very simple, so there's no reason tracking shouldn't work well. But it's pretty neat. Some things, they're very simple puzzles, and you just hold down X and you drag and drop. Every now and then you rotate with the analog stick. It's very simple controls. Ones that, I mean, they feel good. But that's not the big part of the game, you know? It's not about tracking.
So you don't get frustrated at all? Like, so I got frustrated playing Ghost Giant, which this game kind of sounds like. Because, like, the Move controllers weren't picking up objects I need to pick up. You don't have to, like, reach out and grab things, do you? You just look and interact by looking and hitting a button?
Yeah. Yeah, so I had no issues with tracking whatsoever. Nothing like what you had just mentioned. So
do you ever get headset wobble, where it seems like the whole world around you is shaking back and forth a little bit?
No, I never had that.
That happens to me when I play a game where I have to move my head and point at things with my head a lot. It makes me very nauseous. Okay, Adam, tell me about the main gameplay loop of this game. How are you interacting with the game? What's the gameplay like?
So you, as I mentioned, Bird is attempting to go these different worlds. There's 6 of them total. And you go at first there is I call it a puzzle. I guess technically it's a puzzle. You see stars and you see other objects that are malaligned, and you have to take an object and figure out which star that it goes with. And the only way you know that is because when you connect all the stars and objects together, it makes some type of shape that then comes to life. So a little hard to explain, probably a little easier to see, but it's a very simple mechanic. It's not difficult whatsoever. You could just drag and drop, but it's nice because it's a very ambient sounding and a great atmosphere. You're under the stars. You just sit there. It's a very relaxing game. And so it goes from there into my favorite aspect of the game, where each 6, I call them worlds or environments or whatever you want to call them. You go and you have to plant different foliage and different plants that then slowly bring that environment to life. So, for example, the first one you're going to go to is a little pond where there's a turtle. Well, the turtle is kind of, when you first get there, everything is dark and there's nothing is growing. So it kind of looks like death in a sense. And so you start planting these lily pads and these flowers and these trees, and slowly the sun starts to come out a little more. Things get brighter. You start seeing insects. Flowers are blooming. You can pick different colors. You can pick where you put them, how you put them, sizes of them. You make your own little environment, kind of like a terrarium. And then when you get to a certain point where you plant everything and the entire environment looks lively, then part of the plot is unlocked because the turtle will come out of the water, have a discussion with Bird, and then you move on to the next environment.
Okay, Adam. This sounds like the absolute not Adam game. Do you have any idea what it is about this game that kind of appeals to you, or is at least capturing you, that something cute like say Moss or even Ghost Giant is not doing?
See, that's the thing that it's. I mean, I didn't play Ghost Giant, so I don't know that necessarily. I played Moss. The only thing I could think of, I agree with you. This is not a game that I would have thought I would like, but one, it is the most relaxing game I've played on the PSVR. There is absolutely no stress. There is no way that you can lose. There's no score you're trying to achieve. There is really no motive, really. Like, technically, you're trying to unravel the plot, but there's so little gameplay that you really are just out sitting under the stars. The ambient music is great. The plot and the art style are beautiful, and it's just so relaxing, and it's so well done. There wasn't a single – the only negative thing I could even say about the game is that it's not going to be everyone's type of game, because most of the time I want to get in and I want to run and gun and I want to have fun and I want to have something that like takes my breath away. And this isn't going to do that, but to create a relaxing game and to achieve what obviously these developers were attempting to achieve, they did it perfectly. I really enjoy the game. Definitely it's a power play of the week. The one thing that will be interesting is, will I play it again? Maybe months after this. I mean, it's a short game, an hour, 2 hours probably. So it is short. It is $15. So you could argue that the cost and entertainment value isn't quite there. But overall, I rate this.
Yeah, let me ask, man. Let me ask. $14.99 is the cost in the PlayStation Store. So, Adam, is this a buy, a wait for a sale, or avoid forever?
I think it's a buy. I really do. At $15, I would not be upset had I purchased this. Now, other people, even that guy as Will, who typically isn't as cheap as me, said, no way, it's a little too expensive. $10 is like, no doubt you buy this. If you like those type of games, and I mean, obviously, if you know for sure that you're into Doom VFR and Space Junkies or Farpoint, okay, maybe you're not going to like a game like this, and you know that it's probably not worth your time then. But for everyone else, $10 for sure. $15, I still would pull the trigger. So, and, like I said, I was impressed. I enjoyed it. But now we went. It wasn't too slow of a game, but I had a good time. An hour, 2 hours. A game I want to know about because it looks killer is Mars Alive. How about you tell me about Mars Alive? Because this piqued my interest, and once I'm done with the games I'm playing this week, I may purchase it.
Okay, so Mars Alive, basic info right out of the way. It's developed by Future Tech. It's published by Winking Corp. You know, those guys, they made The Walker. They made a bunch of like Code 51, or they published them rather. And they just wanted us to say that if you're playing this game and you have problems with it or you're having issues, go ahead and find them on Facebook, facebook.com/WinkingCorp. They asked us to let you know. You can go and do that if you have problems with the game, want to contact them. The game, right off the bat, $16.99. I think it's got a 10% discount right now, down to $15.29. So that's that. We'll get into if it's worth that or not. But Adam, right off the bat, what's the game about? Mars Alive starts off kind of weird. You're watching this kind of like documentary footage, it seems like, of some guy in a spacesuit whose name is Adam. And,
that's right.
And he's kind of going off like he's explaining how they're going to build this colony on Mars. And then out of nowhere, his personality changes and he says something else and blows up the entire space station. I don't know if he's supposed to be like a terrorist who like is secretly doing this. Also, the subtitles moved really fast, like faster than I even had a chance to read them. And they're not speaking English. They're speaking some alien-sounding language. So you have no idea what they're saying. Ooh. So I don't know exactly what was going on, but it sounds like there's a terrorist organization that or some protesting group that has blew up the space station that's Rarium on Mars, and you're on Mars, and you need to survive on Mars now that they've blown up this space station. So that's what the game is about, is you're in this small habitat. You got to go out and seek materials so that you can make food, make water, and go around and try to rebuild what's going on. So the story of the game is kind of interesting in how it's told. Really, there's nobody to see, nobody to talk to. The way you get story bits is you go to a big computer in the middle of one of the main habitat you find right off the bat, and there's a woman named Jane who you communicate with through like a computer messaging service. And she seems kind of odd. Now, this is the thing I don't get. I don't know if she's supposed to have this character or personality where she's kind of strange and standoffish, or if it's just kind of like a unfortunate translation, because there's sometimes where the logic in the story and the dialogue make a weird jump, and they act like a joke was told, but no joke was told, or they act like something was offensive to somebody, but nothing offensive was really said. And I've seen that happen in other games where it was translated from one language to another. I know Winking is a Chinese company, so obviously they must have written this out in Chinese, had it cheaply translated. It's not horrible, and it oddly adds to some kind of the charm of the game, where you're on this alien planet and you kind of can't trust the person you're talking to. You know there's something going on, and you're trying to get to the bottom of it, and you have this kind of an unreliable narrator accompanying you on this, journey through the wilderness of Mars, so to speak.
So are you using motion controllers here?
Yeah, Adam's paying attention real hard to this part. No, you're not using motion controllers. I thought you'd use the move controllers because you have two hands and you're like hacking at things with the pickaxe and stuff like that. But you're not. You're using the DualShock, which honestly, for a game like this, a game paced like this, a game that's going to have so much locomotion, I'm happy to use the DualShock. I can walk around easily with the analog stick. I can interact easily by hitting the buttons, and I don't have to worry about tracking, messing up what is kind of a slow pace and honestly kind of a relaxing game. So no move controls. I don't want them. It'd be cool if they implemented them, but there's really no need for it, really. You're doing stuff like driving a rover and things like that. You're messing with a 3D printer, and it would be annoying to try to use the move buttons to try to facilitate all of this interaction. So DualShock, one disappointing thing is it's snap turn only. It's not teleportation. You can locomote like you're walking. I don't have any blinders or anything like that, so that doesn't bother me. But the snap turning, it's always weird. I can never get the angle right. I have mine set to the minimum snap turn, and it still just gets in the way sometimes. But it doesn't ruin anything. You get around it.
So is it too slow?
The snap turning or the walking? Or the game in general?
The game in general.
At first, I thought it was too slow. I feel like I'm spending a lot of time just walking from one place to the other. Mars, as expected, is a completely barren landscape. There is nothing interesting out there except for the odd wreckage you might see. So apparently when this explosion occurred, it launched Snickers bars all over the Mars landscape. I'm walking.
Ooh.
I honestly, anytime I walk from point A to point B, I pick up about 5 Snickers bars, which is good for me. I mean, you have to eat to survive in this game. You need to drink water. You need to keep your temperature up. You need to take medicine to keep yourself healthy, stuff like that. But, it's kind of silly walking around. It's like, oh, there's like a pack of water every, 20 steps. But, yeah, the things you're doing is like, oh, you need to go to this space station we have on your map. The map is surprisingly large. You need to go to this space station on the map, and you need to collect this item and upload something, or it's you need to go mine these minerals, which I hate doing in any game ever. And this game kind of, they respect that. It's kind of easy to find minerals, but still the walking around is so slow paced. It's like, here's what I did. The best thing to play this game is to put on a Spotify playlist and listen to Spotify. Listen to Play PSVR, the podcast, in the background. Imagine you are on Mars listening to me and Adam talk about playing Mars Alive. That's what you should do when you're playing this game. That's how you're going to fill that long void of you walking very slowly. Plot-wise, that
sounds horrible to me. This does not sound like a game I would like, actually.
It's relaxing. There's a day and nighttime cycle. The graphics, while not incredibly sharp, and the environments aren't just like mind-blowing or anything, it is interesting and nice. Sometimes I'm walking around and I look around and it's like, it does feel like I'm on Mars. There's these rocky structures that are interesting, and I feel abandoned, which I think is kind of the point here. I would hate to feel like I'm in this incredibly habitated and hospitable environment. So it's slow. That's not great, but it's not really ruining the game. I get what the game's going for, and I'm still enjoying it. And I was surprised by that.
So what looks better, Mars Alive, that planet, or Farpoint? Whatever planet you're in.
Farpoint looks better, but that's because it's kind of like a corridored type of thing. Like it's a straightforward path. You're walking forward. Everything's in front of you. In Mars Alive, it's a large, wide environment. It's like an open world that just doesn't have much going on. but it's an open world, and you're freely walking all around this world, all around this environment. Like I said, not very much interesting, but I got my Mars rover. It's getting upgraded, and I'm able to drive around, which is also kind of fun. It's fun finding wreckage all over the place, even though there's not really much interesting to do when you find the wreckage. But there's still a little bit more for me to see in the game.
All right. So as of right now, is this a buy, a wait for a sale, or an avoid?
I'm gonna say wait for a sale. $16.99. I'm happy with that price. Had I paid that price, I would. We got this from the developer. Thank you, developer. Thank you, Winking. Had I paid that price, I would not be disappointed with this. But this is a kind of game for somebody who's willing to enjoy a slow experience, and maybe they like survival games, but they don't want like a really strict survival game that's going to punish them severely. So if you're interested in survival stuff, these kind of games, and you want to do VR, and you want a decently functioning, not frustrating survival game, Mars Alive is your ticket. You'd probably buy it now. If you aren't interested in those things specifically, maybe wait for a sale. At $10, it'd be a steal. It'd be a great purchase. $16.99 is not a bad price either.
All right, sounds good. Now I don't know, man. I have a somewhat disappointing report to update you on. So the next game I want to talk about is Vacation Simulator. So I was pretty pumped. I was ready to play this game. Granted, I have not played Job Simulator. I played Surgeon Simulator, which again, I know it's not like the sequel. It's not
unrelated completely.
But it's that funny, like you're just two hands out in the middle of nowhere. You're doing stupid stuff, and you somewhat have free reign with whatever they tell you. Like if I want to take a scalpel to the guy's eyeball, I can, or a pickaxe, or any it's they give you a bunch of items and you do whatever the heck you want. It's that type of game, which I enjoyed in Surgeon Simulator. So Vacation Simulator, essentially, you are going on vacation. There's 3 different vacation lands. You're in like the simulator, and the goal is to collect memories by doing different events, helping other computers, and doing a bunch of other chores, and just different things in the different vacation lands. You collect memories that unlock different things. That's what you do in the game. So,
okay, Adam, how does the game control? I'm guessing moves.
It is moves, and it is like it's not. I don't know.
Is it teleport?
It's teleport. And here's a couple things. Here's the issues I have with it. So you got to be in a really big room, and it's got to have nothing in it. Because also I'm trying to sit down. I'm not about to stand up to play Vacation Simulator. But if I sit down, it can't read when I bend over to pick things up. So sitting down causes issues, which is really annoying, because I don't want to stand up to play this game. So in that way, the tracking isn't super great. It's passable. It's not a huge pain in the butt, but you have to learn to navigate through a little things here or there. The one thing I don't understand, and what I'm hopeful that someone will be like, hey, Adam, you're an idiot. Here's a setting. I couldn't find it, though, is that so you're looking forward, and say there's 2 paths to the left and right. So I take the right path. So I'm looking straight. So what I have to do is hold the move button, look to the right path. That highlights green, and then I go to that right path. And now I'm right there at that center or wherever it is I teleported. However, I cannot snap turn. So if I want to go back to where I came from, instead of being able to snap turn and look, I have to physically move myself over and look, which I know in VR you're like, well, yeah, it's virtual reality. You're supposed to turn and do that. But it's so awkward and it doesn't feel right. And it's not great. I really wish they had some type of snap turning. And it's to the point where I just put the motion controller behind me and hope that it's pointing in the right direction so I can hit the move button and it will automatically move me. Because I don't want to completely turn around to go backwards because, one, you lose sight of the camera. The camera can't see you then, and so that causes issues. And then it's not a game where you're supposed to be moving a lot. This isn't Beat Saber or Beats Fever or Audio Beats or Electronauts or I can't think of another music game. That's what I was going for. But so that was disappointing to me. But that's how the controls they're passable. I wouldn't say they're bad, but they've got a couple little quirks.
Okay, so I watched a bit of your stream, and I'm trying to pick up what you do in this game. It looks like you are a robot on vacation, and you have to make memories and take pictures of those memories. So you don't necessarily have to take pictures of the memories, but you are making memories, yes. Okay. That's the goal. So the goal is to get as many memories of a good vacation as possible, right? Yeah. So how do you find out what kind of a memory you're supposed to make? I'd hate to be dropped in an environment and then just say, like, play with stuff until you've gotten all the goals. Well, it's pretty obvious, thankfully, because there are different computers that tell you explicitly. Okay. Like, there's one person that was like, hey, I need 3 butterflies. There's one dude who makes burgers, and it's like, hey, help me fulfill orders. Take these burgers or hot dogs to these different robots. Or things like that. It's very obvious, thankfully. So it's like mini games, like a bunch of different mini games. Yeah, that can be good if done well. Like I loved WarioWare on the Game Boy. But Adam, Vacation Simulator, it's a sequel to Job Simulator, which is one of the most celebrated games on the PSVR, or just at the beginning of VR in general. My question is, do you think some of the luster of the Vacation Simulator, Job Simulator series has worn off because we're all so familiar with VR now? Like, if you think you brought friends over and they played Vacation Simulator, do you think they would enjoy it more than you do because you have experience with VR? I do think that is the case. However, I think it very much would be that, okay, that's their first experience in VR, so of course it's going to be cool. Now, if I brought someone over that had played VR maybe 3 hours, they'd probably feel the same way I did. Like, that initial, like, holy crap, I really am in a completely different world. After, 3 or 4 hours, that even wears off a little bit. Like, once you realize, okay, VR is a thing, so now let's see what is out there and what can really make me forget that I'm not in this world. That's where I think games like these start to wear thin on the amusement factor. And I mean, honestly, I was pretty disappointed because it really is like you were just running tons and tons and tons of little chores. Like I think you would have more fun than I would. I just feel like you're playing, it's not even like mini games. Like the little guy with the burgers, so there's a board and it tells you what each robot wants, what type of burger or hot dog, what type of condiments they want on it. You got to make it perfect to order and then take it to them. How is that fun? Like, to me, it's not. Is it funny? What? Is it funny? You could tell it's a funny game, but it's not funny. I have yet to even remotely chuckle. So I've understood that it's funny, it's like Seinfeld. Like, I know Seinfeld is funny, but I never actually laugh, So it's humorous, right? It's humorous then. Yeah. Yeah. So here's what's weird is I play VR all the time. I have our streams on the TV, and my wife watches them. She never comments, never interested. She saw 2 seconds of you playing Vacation Simulator, and she got excited. It was like, I want to play that. I want to play that game. What is it about it, do you think, that attracts people who haven't really played VR to that game? Because Job Simulator is the game that I hear, oh, my kids played Job Simulator for like 18 hours because they had so much fun with it. What is it, do you think, that's attracting people? No, I don't even think it's that it's new people. I think it's that when you haven't been in the game, one, tell your wife she has bad taste in games. 2,
I was the same person. I was like, oh, this is going to be fun. This is awesome. I couldn't wait to play this. And then once you're in it, initially I was like, okay, this is cool. But because you could do anything, you know? Like, I could have eaten that butterfly instead of giving it to the robot. Or when I took a deep dive into the ocean, I could have taken a selfie with a dolphin. Or when I'm over in the camping world, I can like change whatever fish I want, or I can, like, the possibilities are almost endless. But it's when you realize once you're in it for an hour that, oh, it's just, as for lack of a better word, like you mentioned, mini games. It's just a huge collection of mini games. It's just not fun. Like, I don't know. I don't know if I'm the right person, I guess, to review this. I thought I would be, but it's really not my type of game, and I found myself ready to quit rather quickly, and I don't see myself really looking forward to going back to it.
Adam, are you about to cry because you don't like this game? It sounds like you're about to cry.
Because so much of it, I couldn't wait. Like, it looks like it would be so fun, but it's... I've tried 2 worlds, and I was even like, okay, I'll try to platinum this game. So I was being thorough, so it's not like I did a quick brush through, didn't like it, and was like, screw it. Like, I gave it a decent whirl. It's just, it's not fun. I don't know what else to say. So
that's disappointing, Adam, but, the last question, it's $29.99. Buy, wait for a sale, or avoid forever. He's so torn up. I've never seen you this chewed up about a game. It's just a game, Adam. Let it go, man.
It's like this high school sweetheart. She broke my heart. My achy breaky heart. Here's the thing. I want you to play Job Simulator before I say avoid it.
Oh, you want to drop the avoid? Okay, wow.
If you play Job Simulator and you like it, then I think it's a wait for a sale. But if you feel the same way that I do about this, I mean, I would almost rather play Slumball than this.
Hey, spoiler warning, Adam.
Slumball is a piece of trash, but at least, like, there's something to do. Like, there's a goal and there's movement and there's something though. I laughed more in Slumball than I did Vacation Simulator. But you're right. We'll talk about Slumball later. We got to play Space Junkies. You've got to play a lot more of it than I have. So how about you tell me a little bit about Space Junkies? What has been your experience? And why should people who are not 12-year-old join us because we're sick of whipping up on 12-year-olds?
So I wanted to give Space Junkies an honest review. I think I discussed it before, but Adam got it this week when it was on sale, and we played a lot. I got to play multiplayer regularly. I got in there regularly and played this game now that they've had the Move controllers implemented. And I just got to say, okay, first off, it's developed and published by Ubisoft Entertainment, a big development house supporting a PSVR game. This is awesome. I want to support that. Right now, the price is $39.99, but it seems to go on sale a lot for like $14.99. I think I got it for $12.47, and Adam got it for like $15 or something. $39.99 is a lot unless you know what you're getting into. If you want a multiplayer shooter, this is something you're going to go into. So what is the game about? I'll tell you what the game is about. The game is about flying around in space, playing a first-person shooter, deathmatch, team deathmatch, capture the flag type game. It's 2 versus 2. Online multiplayer, shooting people with the Move controllers, and I am loving it. That is what this game is about.
I mean, I'm going to let you have your moment to shine here, Alex. Okay, so that's what it's about. Let's go, baby. So have you used the DualShock, or are you exclusively Move controllers?
I have used both because I played it with the DualShock before the Move controllers came out, and the DualShock works surprisingly well. You aim by tilting the DualShock around, which works better than you would imagine. There's a laser sight, so it's not that difficult getting precision aiming. And the analog controllers, the analog sticks are nice to help you move around. However, I prefer to play with the Move controllers because it's really nice. There's a lot of dual wielding in this game. You can get dual miniguns or dual rocket launchers or dual plasma rifles, or you can even get a shield and a sword and play with that with the Move controllers. It makes it so great. Now, the frustrating part about the controls with the Move controllers is, like, there's no analog sticks. That's always the issue. They have a Skyrim-esque method of controlling, which you get used to pretty quickly. You have the face buttons on the Move controllers mapped to your 3D movement, where you sliding left, sliding right, sliding up, sliding down, sliding forward, sliding back, and then there's some turn buttons as well. You know, I have times where I'm like sliding to the left and I want to be able to turn to the right, and I can't quite pull it off just right because, you know, my fingers don't translate across to the other Move controller. So that's frustrating. But, you know, I have 3 degrees of motion. I use that to my advantage. And so sometimes, normally when I would circle strafe around somebody, I recognize that I don't have that ability, so I'll just go up instead of going around them to the left. And that pays dividends. So my point being, the game controls very well. The buttons are kind of frustrating. They take a lot of getting used to, and I think that's what Adam is frustrated by. But the tracking and the gunplay and the sword play and the shield play, all that stuff works beautifully. And it's only going to get better if, you know, you add something like the 3D rudder, which we don't have yet. I don't want to support it yet. But that would make things even better then, when I don't have to worry about the face buttons to locomote around.
No doubt. Okay, so I'm going to let you have your moment. I'm not going to say anything. Okay, so in your experience, you've done multiplayer. I know here soon there's going to be a patch where we're going to be able to do 3v3 because right now it's only 2v2. Have the matchmaking, like, how is that going? Are you able to play? I'm really trying not to make a Firewall reference. I mean, I am really restraining myself. I want to real bad. Are you able to play with other people? What's that like?
So the game is cross-play with PC VR, so it's not too difficult to find a populated game. Most of the people I've played with have been PSVR players, but every time I've gone on, I've been able to connect with somebody. I think except for one time when we played, Adam, and we tried to play as a team and find another team, and it didn't work out quite so well. However, there was a patch release since then, and the matchmaking has been fixed. Also, the leveling up has been fixed. So all that experience we should have gained, we can now get. It's just the work that we did is lost, and we'll have to start over again. That's fine. I enjoy playing the game. I can do that. But yeah, matchmaking works great. I have no problem getting people to play with. It's pretty easy to invite friends to play with you too. That's nice. There's private matches if you want to do that. And they're setting up bots soon. They're going to be adding some single-player bot training modes here soon in a little bit. And Adam thinks he's playing with a lot of 12-year-olds. I think he's just playing with a lot of Adams. So he complains about who he's playing against. I've usually run into good people, and I blast them, and we have a good time, and we laugh about it. And they're typically pretty friendly. There's a lot of hand gestures and stuff that they can teach me. So it's a well-populated game, at least so far. I don't think it's going to go down.
All right. So if this were $40, would you buy it? Or are you saying you absolutely wait for a sale? And if so, at what point would you say pull the trigger?
I'm going to say wait for a sale. $40 is a lot of money for a game that has no single player. Maybe if the single player comes out and it's substantial, it might be worth that. $30 is a way more appropriate price point. And then if you get it on sale for anything like $25 or under, I think it's a good deal. If you want to play an online multiplayer game, if you have time for that. I get serious like GoldenEye vibes from this game, and I love it. I get serious Quake 3 Arena vibes from this game. That's what I'm looking for, and I'm doing it in VR, and it works, and the VR makes sense. You know, I fight somebody, they get their shield up, and I can like lean around their shield and blast them with a shotgun around their shield. You can't do that in a flat game. You can do that in this game, and you feel like you're floating around space, and it's seamless and it's beautiful. I love it. It's worth every penny that I paid for it, and I would have happily paid more. And maybe I should buy some cosmetics or something like that and really boost, you know, their wallets.
I'm just going to let you have your moment.
Shut your mouth. Okay, Adam.
I'm going to let you have your moment, and at a later date, I will say what I think about Space Jam. How about that?
So, all right. Well, that's it. I think you should wait for a sale, unfortunately, or buy it if you are dying to have a multiplayer experience. It may be my favorite multiplayer experience on PSVR. Battlezone's a competitor to it, though. Anyways, Adam, last game on the docket. We didn't think we were going to get this. I didn't want to touch it. Adam dove on that grenade for us. He played Slumball. So, Adam, why don't you tell me about Slumball?
I almost don't even know where to begin.
Is this in any way related to the Oscar-winning movie Slumball Millionaire?
It looks like you're in the streets of Slumball Millionaire.
All right.
So I suppose it could be because you're in sewers, back alleys, and streets that look like you're in India. So, I mean, maybe.
Maybe that's it. Maybe that's what we're missing. Yeah.
Okay, so.
What's the game about? Yeah.
Do you know Proton Pulse?
Yes, I know Proton Pulse.
It's essentially Proton Pulse with a paddle.
Okay.
And it's one of those games in which you are in a certain environment, and in front of you they have different objects that you have to hit with a ball, and you are provided some form of paddle. So, for example, the very first level, you are in, I don't know what this is. I guess it's the sewers, or it's some type of I don't know, crappy rundown underground tunnel system. And you stay right there, you don't move whatsoever. In terms, you only move your paddle. So you play with move controllers, and you hit random things. Like this first level, you're in this tunnel system. You hit a can. So instead of a ball, they have a crumpled up can. You hit the can, and it's like a pop can, like a can of Pepsi or Coke. And then there are gasoline canisters, the things for your your lawnmower, whatever you store your gasoline. Those are in front of you, and you have to hit those with the can. Also, your paddle is a slipper.
like a sandal, like a thong sandal, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So the gameplay is atrocious. I mean, you cannot think of a more lazy game in virtual reality than what they had done. And, same thing for Proton Pulse. Hey, at least they used move controllers where you actually physically are moving. Proton Pulse, you moved your head. Granted, Proton Pulse was in the first at least year, if not younger than that, of the PSVR, so they were still learning. But this, was just so incredibly lazy. And then that is the gameplay, and eventually, once you get into higher levels, things change. Like there's one level where you have to hit a rat who's running along the little circular path. There's one in which it just keeps throwing cans at you, and you just have to hit the cans. In no order. I guess in order because they're coming at you in order. But you don't have to hit them anywhere. You just have to touch them. And then there's one in which there's some rings that show up, and you have to hit the cans through the rings. Sometimes the objects are pots. One time I hit a chicken. It's just complete friggin' random crap, dude. So that's what you do, essentially.
So I'm looking at screenshots of the game and advertisements of the game. They seem to be hyping up. They literally call it Slumball is a first ever photorealistic VR game. Just hit the ball and see where it can take you. Adam, is it photorealistic? It looks like the backgrounds might be actual pictures. Are they high resolution? Is that nice? Is there any redeeming qualities to the graphics here?
Let's see. I'm trying to be sure that I'm being reasonable, and I want to give them a fair shake at this.
A video on YouTube is photorealistic, but it could still be crappy because the resolution is poor.
If I were naked and I had a mirror on the floor, I would rather look at my taint through the mirror than some of these photorealistic levels that they have created.
Have you, side talk, have you ever looked at your taint?
That's one reason why I'd rather look at it than some of these levels.
I've seen yours, Adam. It's a nice one. Okay, so
here's the thing. Some of these look like they are just normal levels that they would design, and those are okay. Like the tunnel system, I'm thinking. Okay. I mean, it's not real high quality, but it doesn't look bad.
Right.
And then there are some levels where, like, you're in, I don't want to say like a back alley. I guess you're in some type of alley, and the graphics are atrocious. They're horrible. And I'm like, what? What is this? And then it's just so random. Like, yeah. So I would not give them high grades on graphics. I would give them an average. Like, that's not bad, but it's not, like, good. I'm not going to remember, my first photorealistic VR game.
The first photorealistic VR game ever. Adam, I don't even know what to ask you. They hyped it up as an exercise game. Did you feel like were you feeling the burn?
They're really scraping the bottom of the barrel if they say that's an exercise game. No. It is definitely not an exercise game. Also, you haven't asked, so I'll tell you. It has the worst tracking in a PSVR I've ever seen in any game. And I'm talking about special delivery type of bullcrap here. This is atrocious. Makes the game unplayable. I've had the same PSVR, because at first I was like, okay, maybe it's the setup. I've had the same VR setup for any game that I've played. I've been in the same place for a year in the same exact setup, and I've never really had an issue. You know, every now and then there's games that are a little weird, but, like, this setup isn't bad, yet I cannot reach to the corners of where some of these objects go. Sometimes, I'm not even saying in, like, the corners or down low. Sometimes I'm standing there and say the object is probably between, like, at my navel, and I swing at it, it just doesn't connect. And I was like, okay, maybe I just like missed it. But one time I had like a big paddle, and I was sure, because I was like, let's test this. I must be wrong. And no, if it's like at your navel on your right side and you swing at it, no contact. No, you can do nothing. It will not make contact. It's infuriating. Also, if you swing too hard, it won't make contact. Too stupid. Exercise game my tits. And then there's a thing where when you do lose, or the ball or whatever it is gets behind you, it pops up in front of you, and you can hit it backwards and lose a life then too, which is so annoying. Don't effing do that. Why? Freaking morons. I hate that. This game is effing trash. But here's the thing, Alex. Here's the effing thing. This reminds me so much of Vertigo Home. You could tell the people didn't give two flying Fs. They did not care one effing bit. I don't know what the heck their end game is here. It's a horrible game. But you listen to this, for the most part, very average music, and then just all of a sudden, you're playing a level, and there's one level that has the what did I tell you? It's like California Nation song. Is that what I'm talking about? Like California Nation, like that.
I don't know. Can you sing a little bit more so I can try to figure out what it is?
Like no, California Nation, something like that. Anyhow,
California Nation, California Dreamin'.
What?
Californication.
That's it. California, whatever.
Red Hot Chili Peppers, yeah.
Yes. There's just, that song is just in one of the levels. I'm like, how? And then the final level I go to, and it's in this back alleyway, and it looks like garbage, and they're playing Ghostbusters. Like the theme from the Ghostbusters. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, what is this? Like, they just didn't care. It is eerily similar to Vertigo Home. In fact, if you had told me that Trucker VR made this game, I'd be like, yeah, I could see it. I would not doubt it. But they didn't. And I don't know.
So, but at least Vertigo Home worked. You know, it wasn't anything great, but the tracking worked. You never got frustrated because of the way the game works. Also, it had the classic hit, Adam. We're really walking We're really running even when we're walking. All right? No other game has touched me the way that phrase has touched me. All right?
Yeah, you're right. You're right. When you're right, you're right.
All right, Adam. $14.99. A buy, wait for a sale, or avoid forever.
I just want to continue talking about this. I know I'm going to have to hang up.
Keep going, yeah.
I am just, my mind is blown what this game is. It's so weird and it's so bad that it's intriguing. It's like that, like, I almost want to keep playing it because what is the next level going to be?
Dude, it's doing it to you, man. That's what happened to me. I played Vertigo Home one time and I was like, who made this? What is the point? This music is stupid. Then I played it a second time. I went in there with proper expectations, and I just got weirded out, and I was like, what is this? I want more of this. Where are you taking me? What are you doing to me? I don't think this game is going to do that, but you're getting similar vibes that I really bit onto when I was playing Vertigo Home.
No, absolutely. Here, there is a very small sub-collection of VR games that I say, and after what I've said, you're going to be probably blown away, that I say I encourage you to purchase at least some of these games. And it's the small category in which they are so friggin' weird and they're so – I don't even know what – they're like, what the F are you guys doing? That if they're on sale, you should buy them. And this includes Vertigo Home. It includes Miniwood. And it now includes some Slumball. Because it's – so weird that if you buy this game for $10, I mean, I'll do it at $7.50. $7.50, $8, you'd get your money's worth because there's about 45 levels, I think. I could be wrong in that, but it's at least 45 levels. And if each one is unique, which I think they are to some extent, that could be a lot of time you could pump into this game. And like I said, everyone is different, and they seem to be friggin' weird as all tits. So I guess try it. Like I guess I would rather play this than Vacation Simulator. I don't know why. I guess because there's something is like, oh, what's next? They've got Californication or whatever that word, and Ghostbusters. Who knows what they got next? It's like they just bought 3 randomly selected licensed songs. Really, it has nothing to do with the level. It has nothing to do with the game. I don't understand it. What are they doing? I don't know. So what I would say is wait. Gosh, I can't believe I can't say it, but wait for a sale. And if it gets under $10, maybe buy it.
I think I'll do $4.99, but I do think that there might be something in this game for me. I'm watching the trailer on the website while you're talking. Can you customize your sandal?
Not that I know of. Maybe you can though.
You earn like new colors for the thong on your sandal. I don't know what to say about this game, Adam.
I wanted you to. Unfortunately, here's the thing. That thankfully the developers, they rock. They gave us a couple codes, one North American and one European. So I took the European code because most of our listeners are North American, and when we have them on, that code will go into the mix of what we could potentially give the listeners and the people who join us. But because of that, I can't stream it. I wanted you to watch me play this more than any game I've ever played, because this is like – this would match I'm playing Vertigo Home and Money Williamson just randomly jumps in and is like, what's up, guys? Like, this game is that type of weird. And that's what I wanted you to experience, but unfortunately, I don't think it's going to be possible. But
well, the good news is I can use, for some reason, your European account is also on my PlayStation. I don't know how that happened, but I can play your European games. So I'll get around to playing this game.
Really?
Don't ask me. Red Matter, Table of Tales, Eden Tomorrow, they've been available to me now. I don't know why.
What?
So,
why?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't
Why
know.
are you sucking me off?
Just because I love you, Adam. That's why. All right, let's get out of this segment before we get into too much trouble now with Adam's weird sex talk. We're going to go into the next segment. I don't know if it's segment 2 or segment 3, but you're going to get another segment out of us, that's for sure. So see you on the other side after some Californication, maybe.
segment 2 of Play PSVR the podcast. So we're only going to have 2 segments here because Alex and I, we stuff, and we're big in the crotch, maybe a little bit in the butt too, but you don't know if we're stuffing right now.
I'm stuffing. You caught me. Doc McStuffins over here.
Oh, you are Doc McStuffins. That's just that's a kid show, right?
Yeah, it's a little girl who's a doctor.
All right, PJ Masks to the rescue. Whatever happened to from Blue's Clues? Kids these days are idiots.
It came back. They have a new Blue's Clues.
Good, because I was starting to think all the kids are going to grow up to be drug dealers and pedophiles. But here's my real grievance. It's not that. I don't even know if this is a grievance here, Alex, but it is a hearty discussion and potential grievance. So in October 20th of 2016, I purchased a PlayStation 4 and a PlayStation virtual reality headset that was pre-owned. It made the person sick, so I got it. And here's the thing. Here's what I don't remember, and this is what kind of sucks. I either bought the PSVR for $500 or I bought the PSVR and the used PS4 for $500. But here's where the potential grievance comes in. I told you earlier this week, I think. Maybe, I don't remember. At some point, I told you, I think maybe it was last week, that the black headband on my PSVR headset has snapped on one side. So what that turns is it fits on my head okay, and it still tightens on the back. But if I make any real movements, the black straps hold tension on your face so that the headset doesn't move. But now there's obviously more wiggle. So anytime, even when I was playing Slum Ball, I was like, I didn't notice it before, but now that I know it's like that, I can see it moving, like the headset. And I have to correct. If I play a game where I don't have to move, like Vacation Simulator, I'm okay. But as soon as I start moving my head, I'm going to notice it's going to droop. So here's where the grievance comes in. Let's say I paid $500 for the PSVR headset. I bought it in October of 2016. That is 2 years and 8 months. Not as you and me, but as a normal consumer, let's say, technically my headset still works, but say now I have to buy a new one. Is 2 years and 8 months of VR worth $500? For a consumer, like someone who would purchase a PSVR that doesn't get like free games like we do, or actually cover it.
So that's a hard question because it really depends how much is the average consumer going to play PSVR. I don't play PSVR because I cover it. I play PSVR because that's the gaming I want to do, because I have limited time and I get the most bang for my buck by playing VR. And when you play something in VR, it's really hard to go back to anything that's not VR. So from my experience, $500, say I didn't have to factor in the cost or anything, I think 2.5 years is pretty good for what you got. Now, there's still potential for home remedies. You can contact Sony. They might be able to repair it for you. This sounds like a pretty easy thing to fix. It's not like a proprietary cable or anything. So you might be able to get it repaired for low cost plus shipping or a little bit. But Adam, you're not going to like this. I think it might be a sign that you need to upgrade to the version 2 headset. How about that? And get 2 games while you're at it.
I'm not done here. Okay. So let's say it was $500 for the PS4 and the PSVR. Does that change your mind? Is that definitely worth it at that point? Or
it's definitely worth it at that point because you can still use the PS4 and play other games. You can still use the PSVR. You just got to be careful about the movement and not go too crazy. Now, if it was completely broken, then I would probably be upset. Yeah. 2.5 years is a long time in the world of video game consoles, but still, I'd like my stuff to work for at least 10 years. Yeah. I mean, I'm that guy, but yeah, I want my stuff to work for a long time.
And I mean, on the padding of the headset, that stuff is kind of worn off. And I mean, other than that, actually, I mean, it's still held up well. I don't think the cable is going to be easy to replace because it goes inside the headset. And that's beside the point. Okay, So my potential grievance was the fact that, okay, I got 2.5 years out of this thing. Was paying $500 really worth it? Again, for me, we cover it. I've gotten, free games from the website and things. So, I mean, obviously for me, it's still been worth it. But for the average consumer, I've also, I guess, put a lot of hours into it, in which not everyone would. So that could potentially, it could have had a longer lifespan. But at this point now, Alex, leading more into a discussion, here are my options. I do not think that it's going to be something where I can send to Sony and for them to fix it. To fix something inside the headband, wouldn't that be an issue?
I think they know how to get inside. They know how to disassemble the VR headset. I don't think it'd be an issue, but it might be. I don't know.
I guess okay, so that is an option. It's also an option to purchase only the headset, and because the rest of my cable boxes and everything else works great. So I really only need the headset, in which I could get for approximately $115 online. I've kind of priced this stuff. I could get a new bundle that is over $200 at the moment. That includes some games.
Trover and Five Nights at Freddy.
I didn't see that bundle specifically. Here, I'll look at what that is. That bundle out now?
Yeah, it's going to be $250. You get a version 2 headset. It comes with a camera, and you can get those 2 games. So you can sell the camera and maybe make some money back.
Okay. So those are my options. I can, or I could always just suck it up and not get a new headset. So that's it. Buy a new just headset, buy a new bundle with games. I guess I don't know why I would ever do this, but technically I could just buy the headset and the actual bundle, but with no games, or suck it up and keep using my headset until it absolutely just crumbles.
I want you to drive the headset into the ground, Adam. I want you to use it until it's unusable. But you bring up a good point. It's disappointing that this thing stopped working effectively for you after 2.5 years. That's not good console life cycle. We need to get more years out of our consoles for that. Hopefully there's some kind of warranty. If it's a lot of money to drop on a console and it's not going to last that long, you have a right to be upset. I think the move, Adam, is that you just need to buck up and get a version 2 headset. Wait for one of those sales to roll around. You'll see them somewhere for $200, maybe cheaper, and get a headset that way. I mean, Walmart is dropping like flies every once in a while, just trying to get rid of their inventory before a new bundle comes out.
But why not just buy the headset for $115?
Because you can get Trover with it. And so the version 2, you need a new breakout box too. So you're upgrading all sorts of stuff. Trust me, the breakout box is so much better for version 2. The cord is longer. There's less stuff flapping around. The headphones are better. It's worth it for the upgrade, man. Now that you have to buy a new headset, you might as well just go all the way and get the version 2 headset.
The difference between 115 and 250, that's a big step up there, big boy.
Well, you're getting 2 games.
2 games I wouldn't pay full price for.
Yeah, you would. You almost went out and bought Trover.
I know, and I didn't. So until
you couldn't find it.
Until it's $20, I'm not buying it. And I'm probably not going to buy Five Nights at Freddy's to begin with, because I heard it's just full of jump scares. So, plus, the headphones that are in the V2, the ones that stick in your ear.
The earbuds, yeah.
I hate those.
You don't have to use them, but I use them.
Yeah, I don't like them because it makes everything else sound muffled. Like when I talk, and we stream enough that I can hear the vibrations of my voice when those are in there, when they're noise canceling because they're wedged in. I don't know.
I think you're plugging them in too hard.
I'm definitely not. I'm plugging them in normal. That's dumb. I don't know what I'm going to do. For some reason, I'm not horribly disappointed because the headset still works. It just physically something snapped on it. I mean, honestly, maybe I just need to sit down and actually think about what can I do. If not, what do I do with it? Because I'm assuming I can't sell it, knowing that it's potentially it's somewhat damaged.
You can sell it probably for $50. I bet somebody thinks they can fix it. Anyways, this is a really exciting topic, and it almost sounds like this is the end of Play PSVR, the podcast. Adam can't get his headset to work, and he refuses to buy a new one.
Okay, but you have announcements. I hate this. This announcements today just suck.
Adam hates when I announce that games got announced, but I like to do it. First off, right off the bat, who knows if it's going to be a VR game, but the greatest game for PSVR got a sequel. That's right, Handy Games came out with a sequel to Stunt Kite Masters VR. It is called Stunt Kite Party. And right now, it is only a flat game, but it's 4-player stunt kite. It's got a story mode. Oh my goodness, guys. I am so ready for this. Don't worry, guys. I am way ahead of you. I've already sent out emails to Handy Games asking if they can give me a handy piece of information, telling me if they're going to implement a handy mode of VR into the Stunt Kite Masters, Stunt Kite Party VR. Seriously, if Stunt Kite Party VR was announced at E3, that would be my most hyped, most exciting game in VR. Because now you have like competitive modes of playing Stunt Kite Masters. It's really the mechanics I love so much. They just added real, actual gameplay around it. That would be great. Anyways, it's not a VR game. I just had to mention it. I'm so excited about this, as you can tell by my excitement in my voice elevating. On to the real VR announcements. Disaster Report 4 was announced for the PSVR. I think it was announced a while ago. They released a trailer. Adam, this is a series. I don't know if you've ever seen it. It's very janky, but you are in Japan and there's a massive earthquake and it's like kind of, ruined the entire city and you have to survive. A lot of jank, but there's a VR mode to it. It's not the full game in VR. I'm not going to get too excited, but this company, they make some really good games that I really like. So I have a little bit of hopes here, but I think the full VR gameplay, the VR game mechanics you get is about an hour long. So that's that. Up next, Touring Karts VR. It's a kart racing game like Mario Kart. There's weapons, there's items, and it's being made by Ivanovich Studios. That's a development company we know. I know they made Operation Warcade. I haven't played it. They made Beat Blaster. Adam played it, said it wasn't that great, but I actually thought it looked kind of fun. Adam, Mario Kart in VR. Are you excited about this at all?
I am, because I think it has a potential to be a big-time winner. However, if you remember, VR carts looked like the same thing, and that sucked a big ol' titty diggy.
Yeah, but VR carts was like already on Gear VR. It was a Gear VR game. This looks like it looks like a PSVR focus. I think it'll be on Quest or something like that too. I really want this to work well, man. I really want to have some kart racing in VR. You know what they're going to do? It's going to be a fully functioning, wonderful, fine game, and they're just not going to have multiplayer. I'm calling it now. That's what's going to happen, and it's going to piss me off. All right. Also announced, we have Penn and Teller VR, frankly unfair, unkind, unnecessary, and underhanded. It's Penn and Teller VR, F-U-U-U and U. Now, these are the guys that made Desert Bus. They make these weird art house video games that are like intentionally pointless and kind of mess with you. I watched the trailer. It almost seems like this game is designed to make your friends play a VR game and you can kind of prank them for it. One example they had was some game where you're supposed to smash eggs and you put a real egg in front of your friends. I don't want to get egg all over my VR headset, but there might be something interesting here to get with if they have inventive ideas for the games. The graphics certainly don't look great. The mini games that you're playing don't look great. There might be something I'm missing. This game got a lot of people seem to announce it and cover it. Adam, you played Desert Bus, right? Have you played the Penn and Teller other video games?
No, I haven't played any of them, but I know of them. And I think they're like funny-ish, I would be interested in this, and that's what I'll use my old headset for if I buy a new one, so to smash eggs on it. That's perfect.
I think a listener called me Penn Jillette not long ago, so I feel like I kind of have to play the game. It's like watching myself in VR.
That's right.
Okay, last announcement, piece of news. Megalith has a new map. It is live, it is out, and they also added some changes to the old map. So Adam's number one grievance with Megalith was that there was one map. Well, now they have kind of half a new map and a fully new map. Adam, are you going to go back into Megalith with me? I want to play this game. I want to play some more Megalith, some multiplayer, and you always lose.
My biggest complaint was that the game sucked so much dick.
Oh, man, getting us demonetized. It does not suck. The aim support is actually really fresh and nice. I want to play this game. Adam, I'll see you not in the Megalith Caves because the new map is called The Cave.
I'm going to be playing with my junk in space while you're there trying to find a lith that's big.
A megatolic. Okay. All right, that's it for the announcements. Now we have the upcoming games that are coming out next week. Adam, do you want to lead the role on this?
I'm going to lead all of them, butthole. Counterfight 3. We're making pizzas. We're making pasta. We're doing it quickly. We're doing it accurately. We're trying to defeat some bad guys. I don't know who they are. And we're trying to become famous. That is pretty much every small Korean boy's dream, right? So it's a simulation game. A player becomes the chef of a pizza store, and you're trying to provide these meals. And then, again, you're trying to defeat bad guys, and you're trying to do it quickly, accurately, and you're trying to become famous. Become the ultimate Korean boy. The next game...
Wait, is that what it says, become the ultimate Korean boy?
No.
That's what you said? I don't even think it's Korean, man. I think it's Chinese. This game came out, didn't Counterfight come out like less than a month ago, and we're already getting Counterfight 3, and there's been no Counterfight 2.
That is correct.
I like the way this sounds. It sounds like we got a lot of promise on our hands. All right, you can continue.
That's one way to do it. Medusa and her lover. I love this. I do not understand what the F. So I don't know anything about this game, but what the summary says is to believe that one day you may gaze upon each other once again. The story of Medusa, whose gaze turns all upon whom it falls to stone, and Gaius, her lover. 2 players can take on, make love. No, I'm joking. Their respective roles of Medusa and Gaius, which kind of for local co-op play. Local co-op, not multiplayer. I don't like that. Give us some online co-op. Supports a slightly trickier play style in which one player takes on both roles. I have no idea what this is about. I know who Medusa is. I don't know who Gaius is. I don't know if this is a game I would be like, hey, buddy, come over to my place and let's play Medusa and her lover.
Let's play Medusa and her lovers, and then you can stare at my taint in this mirror. So I'm looking at footage of this game. It looks like a really janky version of Zelda. When you play the 2-player, like a really janky version of Zelda. And then there's some first-person VR mode, and it also kind of looks like it has some of that, like you're just trapped in a room with an anime girl who's kind of screaming at you and trying to act cute. I'm not excited about this game. Man, the images, like the logo and stuff, make it look like it's like a classic RPG, and I got excited about that, but I just don't think this is going to be – I don't think it's going to be my jam, man. I'm not getting into it.
I don't know. Maybe what is your jam is Spider-Man, Far From Home. That's right. Breathtaking virtual reality. You'll finally have the chance to be Spider-Man. You're going to be swinging from towers in Manhattan. It says pick one of 4 Spider-Man suits, and you'll be launched into the clouds. I think this is a little bit more of an experience, not necessarily a game. But, I don't give 2 craps about Spider-Man, but some people do. Some people hopefully will enjoy it. Hopefully it's better than that Marvel's game. And, if we ever get a full-fledged Spider-Man game, that would be pretty cool, even if you don't like Spider-Man.
I just think it's funny that it says it's finally arrived. You're finally able to be Spider-Man in VR, when this is the exact same experience it looks like they released like less than a year ago. It's a Spider-Man Homecoming experience. I have that. I haven't played it. This is probably going to be free just like that. I'm going to give it a full review for you guys next week. We got this free Spider-Man game that's going to be 15 minutes long. Expect full coverage on Play PSVR, the podcast, next week. Adam, do you care about superheroes?
No.
Adam, do you care about sales?
Oh, boy. Here we go. Hopefully there's some good ones. Let's do it.
So there is a PlayStation flash sale, and that's when they do some of the crazy stuff. So you're going to see some really big deals. Caveat, listeners, by the time you get this, it's going to be Monday, and I read that Monday at 8 a.m. Pacific time, these sales are going down. So you don't have much time to act. Maybe I'll send the podcast out on Sunday just so you guys have time to move on these deals. If not, I hope you listen to it in the AM on Monday. Adam, right off the bat, Psychonauts in the Rhombus of Ruin.
No.
For $2.99.
I don't. You'd have to be a psycho to play this game. There's too many games out there to waste your time on freaking.
Listen, I got it. I got it for $7. It was like watching a kind of funny VR movie. If you like Psychonauts, you'd probably enjoy it. $3 is a fantastic price for it, I believe. Rise of the Tomb Raider 20-year celebration, $9.59.
Unless Lara Croft takes her top off, don't buy it.
She's completely topless. Unfortunately, you are in first-person view as Lara Croft, and you cannot look down. No mirrors.
You worse. Oh. No, that is just stupid.
And the whole time you're playing, she's talking, I just wish I could find a shirt.
Oh,
okay. Discovery for $2.15.
I like that game a lot. Let's discover together.
Race the Sun for $1.99.
It doesn't look great. I personally haven't played it, but I would say no.
I got it for free not long ago on PlayStation Plus. I don't want to touch it. ATV Drift and Tricks Definitive Edition for $4.99.
Oh, no.
Somebody's trying to compete with Ivanovich Games on the VR kart stuff. VR Ping Pong for $2.99.
You know, if I had a couple brothers named Ping and the other Pong, I still wouldn't play this game with them.
Moto Racer 4, $7.99.
Moto Noto.
Loading Human Chapter 1, $7.99.
How about I'd rather stare at a loading screen? Game sucks.
Arizona Sunshine, $9.99. That's actually a good price.
No, it's not.
That's good. It's good. I say get it.
It sucks. Don't waste your time. Even with the DLC, it sucks.
Eagle Flight and Werewolves Within bundle, $9.99.
Every time this is on sale, I've said buy. If you haven't bought it by now, you're stupid.
Thumper for $4.99.
Oh, yes. Definitely buy that.
Trackmania Turbo for $9.99.
Nah, don't do it.
Space Rift Episode 1, $5.99.
You could rift my butthole.
In the mirror. I'm going to say yes. What little I've played of this game, I
didn't ask you.
Okay. Just know that they're not going to release episode 2. It's a fun game. $5.99, well worth it. Eagle Flight for $6.59.
No, don't do that.
Speaking of buttholes, Torn for $9.89, Adam.
My butthole is torn. Not the first time either. No, please don't buy this. It's not good.
Werewolves Within for $6.59.
See, it's fun, but if you're gonna do it, get that bundle that was only $9.99.
Yeah. Electronaut $7.79.
Everyone loves this game. I'm not a huge music guy. I think probably for that price though, it would probably be a buy.
That's a very good value. That's a very good buy. In Space $7.99.
In Space? Oh, End Space.
End Space. I have a cold.
Oh, okay. End Space. How much?
$5.99? No, $7.99. $7.99.
I don't know.
We got a lot of games. You got to move faster.
No.
Okay. Cat Lateral Damage, $3.99.
No.
Pinball FX2 VR, $5.99. I'm going to say yes. It's very fun. Very fun.
It's pinball. Go play pinball.
Very fun.
You can play pinball for cheaper than that.
Theseus, $3.99.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Transference, Elijah Wood's game, $9.99.
No, I want to play it, but I just didn't hear great things. $10. I need it to be cheaper.
That game scared me. The demo scared me. I didn't want to play it anymore.
Sports
Bar VR, $8.99.
I feel like that game's washed up.
Waddle Home, $4.99.
No.
One Piece Grand Cruise, $4.99.
One Piece My Nuggets.
American Dream, $9.99.
No.
Perfect, $4.99.
Perfect?
Yeah. Don't ask me, man. Just you gonna do it or not?
I don't even know what that is, so no.
I think you hang out on the beach and that's it. It's just like a relaxed game. Bloody Zombies for $7.49.
Heard it sucks.
Oh, I heard it was good. Guns and Stories Bulletproof VR, $9.99.
No, please don't.
Keep Talking, Nobody Explodes, $7.49.
Good game. If you have people to play it with, buy that.
Bravo Team, $19.99.
Please don't buy that.
Blasters of the Universe, $7.49.
That's a good price. It's a wave shooter, but if you can have one more in your collection, pull the trigger. Pun intended.
Pull the trigger on your blaster. This is the best deal, I think. You need to get this game, Adam. Ultra Wings for $7.49.
I will argue that is not the best, and I promise you, Alex, I will not purchase that game. I have
Right.
Pirate Flight.
It's because you don't have a VR headset anymore. Carnival Games VR, $9.99.
Ooh, let me be sure to not buy this.
Hatsune Miku Project Diva X, $17.99.
Oh, baby, pretty soon we have a special episode.
Don't give it away. Don't give it away.
No.
Dick Wild, $8.99.
Dick. No.
It might be. Probably, yeah. VR Apocalypse, $5.39.
No.
Sneaky Bears, $4.79.
If you have a child.
Sega Genesis Classics for $17.99.
You're going to lose it when I say no, but I'm still going to say it.
If you're wanting to buy this Genesis console that's coming out, don't do that. Just buy this. You can play it in VR. It's really cool. Persona 5 Dancing in Starlight, $35.99.
How is that even a sale?
I think what happens is they know nobody is going to buy it except for the people who really, really want to buy it, and those people will buy it at whatever price. There's two of them for that price, and then there's the bundle for $60. We're not going to get any of them. Perfect Sniper VR, $9.74.
I can't do it.
Yeah. All right, big deal number 2, A Fisherman's Tale for $9.74.
Here's the thing. I know it must be an easy platinum because it's like the only one you got. So I may buy it just to have in my back pocket the platinum in case somehow you make a roaring comeback because I'm now 7 platinums deep, big boy.
You're not gonna be able to solve the puzzles. You're not gonna do it. Mega Dimension Neptunia V2R, $39.99.
No.
Deracine, $19.99.
Not my type of game. Heck no.
Virtual Reality, $14.99.
Yeah, that game. It's a good game. That's not very on sale. I don't feel like.
It's normally $20.
Yeah, $10 is you buy it, you fool.
Well, I already bought it, Adam. Thanks a lot for the late advice. Beats Fever for $14.99.
Beats Fever. No.
Oh. Roller Coaster Legends for $3.74.
Only if you have a lot of people come and play VR who are first timers.
Come and go. Wraith VR, $7.99.
Come and not buy that game.
Super Amazeballs, $3.99.
Go. Don't buy that game.
I'd probably good for $3.99. It's a nice, like Marble Madness. Conrad's Kittens, $13.99.
I would suck the teat of Conrad if I could, but he's a man. Don't buy it.
All right. That is it for the sales. Adam, are you seriously not going to jump on any of these deals?
I literally am not. I was waiting for like Transpose or an actual good game to go on sale that I don't have.
Ultra Wings, you're so dumb. Ultra Wings is like the best.
No, now if Ace Combat 7, then I would do it. But
I don't think you understand what Ultra Wings is.
I do. I've seen you play it. It looks good, but it looks like a game that I would play for 40 minutes and be like, okay, and then not play it.
Oh, man, no, you have no idea. You only saw me play one airplane. You get like a jet, you get a powered glider, you get a stunt plane. It's ridiculous, man. Oh, man, you are missing out. I feel bad for your children because they're not going to listen to you tell stories about what you flew an airplane in Ultra Wings.
I don't care. Is there Laura Croft topless?
Yeah, she's in it. You play as her. Anyways, Adam, that's it for the podcast. Do you have any parting words for our listeners?
Oh, I think tore something in my foot. Holy crap, that hurt.
Oh my God.
Dude, no, seriously. Oh.
This is not podcast. All right, we are done here, guys. Thank you for listening, butt chumps. Follow us on Twitter at PlayPSVR. Email us at contact@playpsvr.com. Hit us up on youtube.com/playpsvr. And always tell your best friends to like and subscribe to us on iTunes. I want to give a shout out to our homeboy, Jay-Z Lamb, for his awesome review of us, even though he called me a tear-soaked pillow. Adam, are you secretly Jay-Z Lamb? Is that what this is?
I'm secretly banging Jay-Z Lamb.
All right. So, yeah, he says stop listening to podcasts from NPR and listen to these guys instead. And also he doesn't know why Apple decided that we are a clean podcast because you don't want your young children listening to this. Little hint there, we decided that we're a clean podcast, and we're probably going to get demonetized off iTunes as well. But that is okay because you'll be able to find us on playpsvr.com. So, for Adam, I'm Alex. Good night.
Yeah.